Coming to you live, Toxic Reality Show. I'm your host, Gordon Nathaniel, bringing you another exciting episode of the Toxic Reality Show. So tonight, I have to get more on top of the current events. And right now, it's about the ever-going Cory Hardwick and Tia Mowry. We're going to save Jada for next week, just because we all know what Will needs to do, and the question is, will Will do it? But what we're going to talk about is Tia Mowry and her ex-husband, Cory Hardwick. Let's go ahead and show you the big picture. These are the two. Let's stop that, restart. So, brother, 43 years old now, and Tia is 45. She is now a single mom of two, boy and a girl. For those of you who don't know the story, Tia, as the common excuse for most women, was not feeling happy in her relationship and wanted to do her and do what was best for her. Screw the kids and the statistics that show how hard it is for children. It's all about her and putting herself first. And this is the mantra. And the thing I want you all to remember and hold true is the word commitment. Commitment by saying I do, commitment by being there for your spouse, the vows. So, this is Tia and her ex-husband. She left a man that was younger than her and destroyed her own home. I would say to you that decades ago, we called a homewrecker a woman outside of a marriage between a husband and wife who steps in and destroys the home. Instead, what's going on, Chris? I'm doing Tia. Yeah, my boy, Financipation Check tapping in with me. So, a homewrecker used to be an outside woman, the cleanup woman who would step into a relationship and destroy it. But now, the homewrecker is the single mother. The homewrecker is modern women. They destroy their own homes. They don't need another woman to do it. Let me go through. I didn't want to take any video for copyright infringement, so I put together a little image montage. So let's go through some of those images. So this is obviously the breakup. They were together at the time. Mind you, Cory is an actor. Let's see. Now this is no makeup Tia, right? Vast difference between with makeup, without makeup. So somewhere, someone convinced her that she's got tons of options at 45 years old because I'm a queen, I make my own money, blah, 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 blah. All these things that women supposedly are seeking. And again, these aren't modern women anymore. We have to call them what they are. They're homewreckers. They destroy their own family. A next picture. So this is what is the most recent doubling down of her poor mistake. Initially, she said she was going to pursue her and she was happy. Then months later, she started dating. And she talked about how difficult it was in the dating world and was complaining, not realizing that out here on the outside, out in the streets, we ain't your best friend. So then she complained. And even at one time said, where are all the good men? Because when Cory took her out, he courted her, he treated her like a gentleman, they laughed and this, that, and the other. And so she's lamenting, this is what you left. Right? At the time when he was courting you, you didn't have any children and you weren't 45. They were married almost 10, 15 years. So in this comment, she's addressing people like me, Gordon, Nathaniel, and other people in the manosphere and women who have tweeted, you had a husband, you had a whole family, y'all were making good money, and you left that. And now you want to complain about how hard it is in a dating scene? So here she is, doubling down on dumb. Last month, she shared a now deleted TikTok in which she danced to a Nicki Minaj track alongside the caption, when an emotionally immature man thinks he can play you, but when he goes low, you go lower. This is a joke. Parentheses, don't play with me, she added in the caption. Now she's saying that the kids were part of the decision. Part of the decision was removing the father from the household and the mother, so that the children now have to choose between the two. You thought that was a good decision for the children to have to make. Did your parents make that decision? No, they didn't. You grew up in a two-parent household. Don't know. Greatest lesson for the children is having your father and mother divorced, she says. So earlier in the month, Mowry shared another TikTok where she admitted she was having difficulties while searching for new love. And her quote, when anyone asks me about my dating life, the text read on screen as she lip synced to a viral sound that says, it got worse, but I feel like it's about to get worser. It got worse. It got worser. Quote, ghosting and love bombing and emotional unavailability. Oh my, she captioned the clip, kidding but not kidding. Ghosting and love bombing. Here's the thing, sweetheart. You're not a single woman without kids. Most men don't want to be bothered with you when there are so many other options that are younger. And not to say that you're not attractive. I mean, with makeup, you're an 8. Without makeup, a 6. Throw in the kids, you're down to a 2. These are the dating options. This is the dating marketplace value that we all have to deal with. The problem for you is that your husband is now 40 and he's on the upswing. You're on the down slope. You should have stayed with him. But she says that ghosting and love bombing, that's because you're going after the top 1%, right? You're trying to get someone who makes as much as you. By the way, for the record, her net worth is $4 million. So guys that have $4 million, you think they're lining up to be with a 45-year-old woman with 2 kids? So they're stick and move, right? They're entertaining themselves. They're having a good time. It's sport fishing. They're not bringing the fish home. They catch and release. These men are for recreational use only. They're not committing to a relationship, because the minute someone, even if they had a date planned with her, the minute somebody without kids and 20 years younger, 25 shows up, that woman's getting the attention. You're Monday through Wednesday. Next slide. So I wanted to make sure you saw a firm representation when you wake up next to Miss Lowry in the morning versus what you see in the media. No makeup. On the right, she's not ugly, but that's a 5'6". With makeup, she's an 8. Now, in terms of body, she's not an obese or fat woman, but she has an interesting shape. Sure, she's slim with, long legs, but, there's no curve of the hips like a traditional black woman. It's kind of square. And by no means am I perfect, but, yeah. You don't have a body that's saying bang, boom. So Sam Blackman said, I believe they have a ton of options. They're just not quality options. Well, Sam, good point. The issue is when you're making 4 million and women like to go horizontal or vertical, they don't go down, right? They don't date men less than them. And she had that with her husband, right? So now she's looking for a guy that makes more than 4 million, and she's been convinced by the feminazis of the world that she's beautiful, she's smart, she makes great money, she's sensible, she's emotionally connected. All of those things men are not looking for in a woman. And that hard reality sets in. I'm going to go to the next slide. Here she is with this, long legs, but an interesting figure. Not an obese woman, but a 25-year-old with no kids. If you had the choice, what would you go with, right? But again, with makeup, a very attractive woman who decided, I'm going to throw this all to the curb. What's going on, Arrow Thrills? Next slide. So let's a little bit about Cory. Cory Hardwick is an American actor. He has appeared in film and television since the 1990s. He's worth $2 million. Thank you, Financipation. The man is worth $2 million. Now, the mantra amongst the modern women is he's got to be 6 feet tall. Cory's 6'1". Based on that alone, he's top 10%. $2 million net worth? He's less than 0.5% of the population and a black man? And he's younger than her. What were you thinking, Tia? The brother ain't an ugly man. Pause, I'm not on that, to each his own, but not an ugly brother. Tia, you had it. And you threw it away because you got bored. And now, sadly for you, he gets to date the 25-year-old who will marry him. You can date a 25-year-old too, but it's going to be recreational use only. He ain't trying to wife you. Not with 2 kids. He wants to start his own legacy. So, more recently, Tia is speaking candidly about the challenges of dating. The Sister star, 45, shut down speculation. She ain't shut down jack. We all sitting here watching this Titanic sink. About her love life in a post shared on Instagram. She says, quote, "A word from me since narratives," Gordon Nathaniel and a Toxic Reality Show and others like him, "are being made without my consent. Hear it here and only here," Mowry wrote alongside a photo of herself. She continued, as I take a sip of my Myers and Coke, quote, "Just because the dating life is complicated," sweetheart, it's not complicated. You are 45 with 2 kids, and as our dear departed brother Samuel said, you lose 2 points for each child. Fresh face out of the shower, you're a 6. We've seen you without makeup. With makeup and dolled up, an 8. Subtract 2 kids, you're a 4. They're liabilities. And the only man who's truly going to love you, my humble advice to you, get down on all 4s and not ask, beg that man to take you back. Because ain't nobody going to love you like he does, especially with your children. But back to what she said. Just because the dating life is complicated doesn't mean I'm going to go back to something that no longer served me. That's like implementing, if I don't book an audition or a part as an actor, right away, I'm going to give up on my dreams. What are your dreams, sweetheart? 6 feet? He has it. He got money? 2 million. Does he have kids? Yes, with you. What else do you want? The brother's in shape. He's good looking. He's a good looking man. He's a family man. He dotes on his children, and he didn't cheat on you. You left. Again, so she says, quote unquote, "Please just stop. I ain't that weak. Please move on because I have. Thank you. Next, and then remember a couple months ago, she's up there crying on Instagram about it's so hard finding someone to be real. Where are all the real men? So, I mean, here's the issue. And a message from one of our sponsors. Baby, you better, again, all force, beg. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I believe these crazy feminists who are single petting their dogs and cats in their box wine, and I listened to them when I shouldn't have. Please give me a second chance. I'm willing to do whatever you need me to do. I'll learn to cook instead of learning to dance on a stripper pole. I'll learn to do any and everything to be a housewife, fit, fine, and feminine. It's your world. You call the shots. Lead master, Cory. Please take me back. While you're kissing his feet and wiping the tears off of his feet with your hair, like was done to Jesus. That would be the smartest move. Let's go on to the next slide for her, because here's the thing. At 45,
winter is here.
Winter is here. Tia, horrible mistake. So here's another post from her. She says, yes, but also everyone is doing the best they can, and it's so important to making sure you are good first. So it's all about you, not your kids. Fuck them kids, right? Before trying to do anything for anyone else. Everyone is going through it. Self-preservation isn't selfish. Even when you get on a plane and it's about to crash, they tell you to put the air on the children first. So you go for, do yourself, then the children, right? Self-preservation, selfish. It's all about you. And let's just say that. I don't give a shit about my kids. It's all about me. Because that's what you're saying. But here's the thing, gentlemen. Do not, when you see these homewreckers in public and they're out and they want to date, understand when they tell you that they want a committed relationship, they're liars. You lied to God when you did your vows. You didn't care about your children. You're not a person of your word because you told this man you would be there forever, and 80% of y'all are the initiators of divorce. So you really don't want commitment, and any man of logic and sound mind should see these women are liars. Now, did all of them lie? You have exceptions, right? I'm not saying every single mom on the planet is horrible. There's some who are widows. But there are very few who are willing to act in a traditional woman environment. They want men to be traditional, but they don't want to reciprocate. It's princess treatment, me, and screw my kids when the data shows what the turnout is for these children. Next slide. Tia, this is what you should go back to. You know what? And forget the feminazi women. This is the best thing that you could do for you and will save you years of heartache, because you let that brother get loose and find a little 25, 30-year-old. And then you're going to be crying about how he's not emotionally connected and that he's not available and he's not spending as much time as he should with the kids. This brother's got options. 2 million, 6'1", 45, 43, sorry. He got options. He got a lot of options. And we're talking like 20, 25-year-old options with no kids. Cory, if you're watching this, man, take your show to another country, get your passport. These modern women are ruined. They don't care about the kids. They only care about themselves. And I encourage all of you, gentlemen, if you're dating any of these modern women, single mothers, recreational use only. Why would you do that to yourself? Talk about self-love and self-preservation. What about you and your future seed? They're broken. And they've demonstrated that vows, commitment, their word means nothing. And if you think because some pretty eyes are staring up at you at night when she's down below and telling you, I'm going to be with you forever, when she's clearly demonstrated, some of them got papers, divorce papers, to show that they don't care. Knowing the statistic, as a man, is there anything you wouldn't do for your children? Many of you stay in relationships that are broke anyway. Guilty as charged. It's broken, but why did I stay? For the kids. Them, they out for themselves. Forget them kids. F them. This is about me. And I don't care if my daughter is an 800% chance of being a teen pregnant by 18 because of my decision, by removing the father out of the house. What's going on, Torres, Fabian? Recreational use only, RUO. They don't care that the boy has a 70% chance of going to jail. They don't care that remove the father from the household. Not only do we have a teen pregnancy, we have suicide. We have the inability to finish even high school. All of these things come because of the decision of the mother to say, I'm going to put me first. You basically said, freak my kids. Tia did that. Now, granted, she has money. And I guess daycare and nannies will facilitate a father? That's another issue. Modern women, or these home wreckers, because I'm going to stop calling the cleanup woman a home wrecker. No, it's 2023. The true home wrecker is the modern woman and the single mother. And some of them have papers to prove it. And you're telling me because you were raised by a single mother that you should give them a chance and be more sympathetic to the needs of single mothers. No. You are setting yourself up for failure, sir. And a huge financial windfall. Next week, we're going to talk about, maybe we should talk about the brother that married the white girl with 6 kids, and he adopted them, gave him his last name. We know how this is going to end. Because here's the other thing. People who are divorced, the second marriage has a 65% chance of failure. The third marriage, over 75%. Every time that you quit, quitting becomes easier. So you can't date single mothers because they don't care about their kids. It's interesting. I have guys that send me, and thank you all for sending me the dating profile pics. And you see these women on the dating profiles. When they left their husbands or relationship, it was because of my happiness. And you know, they always got that cliche nonsense. I was a burnt bird and I rose like a phoenix. They always got some victimhood poem that makes them look great for what they did, for screwing their family over and destroying wealth and a family. Right? But I encourage you, gentlemen, those of us who are in the 20% that these women are chasing down on these dating sites. And you got to love, side note, when you see some of these profiles, and you guys have sent me some of these ridiculous, delusional women dating app profiles, where you left your relationship because you wanted to put you first. But now when you're dating, playing the victim, you tell other men, my kids come first. So which one is it, lady? Is it you or is it your children? I would say it's all about you and not about your children. Your children are a pawn and a leverage to hurt the father. If you truly loved and cared for your children as a traditional woman, you wouldn't leave that relationship. You would at least wait till they're 18. But it wasn't about the kids, now was it? But you want another man to accept your kids first. Not his seed, not his legacy, your kids. For those of you who are in the dating sphere, gentlemen, those of you who are entertaining these sport fish, and you're right, financipation, they ruin their lives and then play the victim. Trust me, we will see Tia in the years to come because we know what's coming. We know that this is a ship waiting. She's 45 and aging.
Winter is coming.
It's coming. What we have to do, and this thing is that I'm the bad guy by pointing out the obvious, saying, hey, this is the reality. You younger women, don't follow this template. Do what's best for your kids. You can actually do what's good for your family. And that's what men are doing. And you're leaving good men. Cory supposedly fits the bill, right? 6 figures, 6 feet. I ain't gonna go into the rest of the details. But this brother seems to be the template that all the women say they want. He is a top 1% dude. Again, gentlemen who are out there in the dating sphere, I encourage you to do your part to help families. When you run into these single mothers, recreational use them. And my favorite thing to do is tell them after we're done playing, hey, you know what? When they try to come to me with the relationship, I'm like, you know what? You should go back to your husband. You should go back. I only have one successful with that. And boy, did she go off on me. She was livid. How could you say that, Gordon? You're disgusting. I'm never going back to him. Yada, yada, yada. He's a piece of, he hit me, blah, 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 blah. 2 years later, she posted online, she's so happy. She's back together with her child's father. That's the only man that's going to really love you and your kid like that. You need to go back to him. Telling you ladies out there, let go of this nonsense that they're trying to feed you, that there's something better, that the grass is greener someplace else. Ain't nobody gonna love you and your children like the person who fathered that child. But so many of you do not respect the role of a man or fathers that you think I could do it all by myself. The child doesn't need a father. They do. And the statistics show it. Let's stop this nonsense that one parent not in the house is going to be fine for the kid. They're going to have emotional issues. Girls have daddy issues. Boys don't know how to engage with women or other men. So what do? I'm surprised that their murder rate keeps going up. Because they don't know how to interact with men. That's foreign. And what? Highest percentage of rapists come from what? Single mothers. You guys are creating these guys. Anyway, I'm toss up on what we're going to talk about next week. I don't know if we're going to go into Will Smith, Jada, because that's a train wreck that just kept getting better and better. Poor Will, you know. Or should we go into the brother who married the single mom with 6 kids and got 2 now with her and put his last name with them kids? If anything happens, and statistically, again, 65% chance, but she ain't going nowhere. You got to bleed him dry. But if she does, you put your name on all of them kids, you responsible for all them kids? Financially? We got to do better, man. Men, we must do better. So anyway, Toxic Reality Show, I got to record a bunch of shorts because I have, this move to the East Coast has taken up a tremendous amount of my time. But now it's time to get back into it. I need your help. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Share it with other people. Let them know that we're here. We're on fire. We need to get our minimum 1,000 and hours watch content. Please help by sharing the video. With that, we're out. Shout out to Torres, Fabian. Shout out to Elite, Financipation, Arrow Thrills. Everybody for your support and love. I'm going to stay toxic. You're dang right, because apparently telling the truth is toxic these days, Fabian. That's how it goes. With that, we're out.